finals of the KSL, Stork versus Mini.
So we have Stork in that bottom right and Mini in the bottom left. Coliseum, a little bit of a crazy map for this matchup. You got that like little high ground that's outside the ramp, but then of course you have a high ground for your natural that's on the other side.
Right. So we're going to see what type of builds they're going to do in just a little bit here. Oh, see, now there's a great sign. You can definitely win something with a sign like that. Carrier in the upper left, don't know if we're going to have that in a PvP, but definitely the Reaver and the Dragoon there at the bottom.
Yeah, I think that was a Zealot as well.
Oh, is that what that was on the right? I thought it might have been Templar. Makes sense.
I think it was a Zealot. Either way, what do you expect to see, or what are the sharp builds that are good on Coliseum?
Well, let's start from the very beginning here. Most top-tier PvP starts out with one-gate openings. Okay, but you can do two-gate openings. It is possible. It's not generally as strong. But one gate is generally what we see. That's generally the way to go. That was one of the reasons why when we saw Stork try to make a gateway inside someone else's man, it seemed like, oh, if it hadn't been spotted, he probably would have gone for two-gate there. But you're in a race to get tech up. Now, you can make one Zealot. You can cut probes for a little bit and then squeeze one Zealot out, and that kind of is a fix-all for, like, Manor Pylon. A Manor Pylon, by the way, guys, when you put a Pylon in their mineral patches and block in some workers, or everybody block off others and force them to loop around to the back. Yeah, like it's but sometimes players skip that to get a Dragoon out a little bit more quickly, and then try to tech up. And so that's something we want to watch for sure. But from there, it really comes down to: are you going to get a Robo, or are you going to do something risky? Robo basically is the safe play. Almost all Robo builds involve getting an Observer out to stop Dark Templars. And then, of course, you usually will see Shuttles and Reavers made. There are styles where you kind of play more of a catch-all play. It's almost like you're just trying to get their Shuttle and Reaver, and you're trying to expand with it. We might see that as well. But as you can see here, Mini goes for that first Zealot that comes out, and I believe Stork did the same thing here. And this would keep you... It doesn't guarantee that you're okay, but it pretty much makes you safe against, let's say, like 2 gateways in the middle of the map. 2 gates back at home when there's Zealot rushing you.
Manor Pylons.
Right. And even though, generally speaking, 2 gateways Zealot rushing is deemed as not as good in PvP, it's still something you have to watch out for. If you don't respect the fact that that's a possible build, then you would end up getting a snowball. The reason why it's not as good is you just don't get your tech up. When the tech is just more important in PvP. That's usually games are one off of tech.
Now, Stork just went for his second gateway right in front of a Mini there. And his Dragoon came out, so the probe had to leave, but I think he canceled his range, did he not? Yes, he did.
Oh, he did.
Is
so is this a DT rush? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So this is this is going to hit very fast, very hard.
Yeah.
Now, what we want to watch from Mini is there a Robo Bay? Is he just going to get a Nexus up? We're just waiting for the Robo.
Well, when you see the second gate added right there, doesn't it feel like a range rush to take control of the high ground?
Yeah, absolutely.
So pretty intelligent move there, but Mini is not going to be fooled.
No, I think this is a very smart move here from Mini to just kind of play it. He's playing it very vanilla. You know, he's just staying back. He's not doing anything dramatic. Mini is much more interested in trying to bring this into a long game, whereas Stork is racing towards getting these DTs out. Now, detection alone does not mean that you're safe against the DTs. You can use the DTs to run into their base whenever they leave. And so, usually, assuming that he doesn't die to the DTs, and he probably isn't, unless Mini did something crazy like skip Observers.
Well, if he goes direct into Reaver, I could see them slipping in.
Yeah, but that's usually only popular on maps where you start out on the low ground, maps like Gladiator. And so what you do with the DT rush is you expand very quickly, which we're already seeing Stork do. And you also get a forge of your own because you're afraid of them doing the same thing to you, and you just die to a DT rush yourself. You also can, if you want to be really cheeky, you can actually DT rush and not get your own detection and try to... Go ahead, Artosis.
I was going to say, I think Mini might be going straight into Reaver here. He didn't start his Observatory yet.
Oh my God, you're right.
He's going straight Reaver.
So this is a build that's been popular for about a year and a half now. And I was really confused when I first started seeing it. You know, whether you see that on a ladder game or you see it here. Hold on. Basically, you're trying to win with a push, and I guess he actually did go for that build. Now, the fact that the Dragoons are here, this means that he's going to have to try to attack these before he goes in there for the kill. So I think this game is going to go on, but a very smart move there by Mini to actually attack, and I guess that's kind of a catch-all against the DTs, right?
A little bit, yeah. If they snuck out DTs real fast, you're definitely going to bust through everything else that they have, so that's kind of nice. I guess the DTs aren't likely to do too much damage, but at least he did push the goons back. Now, since he's playing against Reaver, are you just going into like mass range goons at this point to try to catch it?
You mean for Stork?
Yeah.
Well, he needs to get his defense. He needs to be ready for the Reaver push is the biggest threat. And there's, you know, that's cannons and Dragoons, but yeah, you need to get there very quickly. You can rush into Storm sometimes, but I don't know if he has enough to actually back that. Basically, you're cutting some corners here when you're going for DTs. Now, one thing we should point out that's pretty important here is that DT that we're looking at right now is waiting to run into the main base when Mini tries to push. So what Mini needs to do is get 2 observers out and then have enough to Reaver push. But I would give the edge to Mini here. If Mini crosses his T's and dots his I's, I think he's going to be in pretty good shape. Keep in mind that where the expansion is for Stork, you can push through into the main and still be dropping and killing workers over in the mineral patches.
Yeah, the Reaver seems like very problematic for Stork, especially since the back of his natural is pointed towards the main of Mini. Mini's army looking very strong right now, and Stork has made a lot of cannons, but unless he snipes that Observer, I don't know how this is going to work out.
Okay, this positioning is quite good here for Stork, but I still think the Reaver is such a huge threat.
Yeah.
Now you see the Protoss kind of make cannons, almost like you see Zerg make Sunken colonies against Terran. By the way, this is like just really good control here by Stork. He stayed very calm. He stayed very composed. He did snipe the shuttle. The problem is I don't think there's enough actual units that can walk that are going to be able to fight the Reaver. You know what I'm saying? Like, the cannons are not... Cannons buy you time. The Dragoons are going to try to come in there for the Reaver kills. And, I mean, Mini's just handling this so perfectly.
Yeah, it seems like there's almost nothing to do here. The Reaver's still alive.
Oh, my God. Great hit there.
Brutal. And it looks like Mini is just going to push for the win.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very well-handled game here by Mini. I think a lot of this victory actually came from that first attack, where Mini got in there, killed off some of those units that were just trying to help defend. Brought some excellent execution there.
Yeah, it was well done. Going on to Overwatch as our next map. This is a 2-player map, but it is a ramped main.
Yes.
What do you expect to see here?
Well, I think Stork's going to have something tailored for the map for sure. I think on Coliseum, when we saw that DT tech, that is kind of an impulse move. You kind of get in a certain situation and maybe they don't scout you and you go, okay, we're going. And you have to make that decision in a split second.
Okay, I think that game it might have been pre-planned because he made the gate right in front of the probe, and it felt like he was trying to be like, hey, I'm going range.
No, you just do that when they're scouting you.
Yeah,
you
that's
you
what I'm
basically
saying.
come in, you are going range, but if you can get rid of them, you can push them out fast enough, then you immediately switch into the other build. Basically, it's all set up on...
But the timing that he left on was right before the Dragoon came out. It was like just so he couldn't get caught by the Dragoon. So it's not like he just randomly...
If it was pre-planned, and he was getting that upgrade, he would be getting air weapons because it's cheaper.
Yeah,
we don't know. I mean, the thing is, a lot of times you could just kind of cancel everything and go into the DT rush. It just depends on when their probe's going to leave. We're now going to go into Game 2. Mini vs. Stork continues on. Basically, with Dragoons chasing probes, it's a little bit trickier to guarantee that you're going to get that probe that's scouting. You know, sometimes Dragoons kind of get buggy or get stopped. But once you see that they've left and you know you can actually zone it out, that's when you have to make the split-second decision of, do I just go for DTs? Do I just do it? There are definitely premeditated DT builds, but that one looked to me like something where he was basically saw that the probe was gone, thought, okay, let's do it.
Well, we'll see what he has planned here on Overwatch. We have Mini in the bottom right and Stork in the top left. Would love to see some Zealot Russian Tasteless, but I don't think we're gonna.
No, I don't think so. I think one of the reasons why we're not going to have it from Stork is because he did that already in a series earlier on. But this might... I'm most interested, to be honest, to just see what a really, really long macro game would look like with these two.
That would be nice to see. I don't know if we're going to end up seeing it.
It might be tough. Macro game PvPs are actually pretty fun to watch.
They can be super cool, actually.
Yeah.
I really like when it gets into the type of situation where you actually have a bunch of High Templars in there as well.
Right.
Because then, like, some of the army movements and splitting army off and taking bases, it all becomes very interesting. It's kind of rare to get to those situations, though, I feel.
Well, so much of it, you basically have to get past this Reaver phase, where neither player can really kill the other one off with Reavers, and people are just so good with Reavers now. But yeah, I mean, it can absolutely be really fun. Or if we get to these situations where, for instance, they're both DT rushing each other, and then they both hold it off, you know.
Yeah. That's always a funny one. Both players with photon cannons and DTs.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's this race to try to get to the storm drop first because you don't have that much else to try to fight that off.
Totally.
I guess I think about it, if you were in a situation like that, like if you were to both DT rush each other, I guess you could get a Dark Arc and try to feed back the drops before they come in.
We saw that on a Blue Storm
best,
game.
right? Best did
yeah,
that.
I believe it was best, actually.
Yeah.
Going feedback against the Dark Templars pretty early on. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was like best versus Rain, even, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
That was such a good map on Blue Storm. That was KSL last year, maybe season 1.
I think so, yeah. Very memorable game. Actually, yeah. Then you're right. I was losing my mind what cast of that.
So, keeping that probe alive for the moment. Let's keep that health high so he has a little bit of play with it.
When you're scouting with this probe, in the Protos's mind, you're basically just ticking boxes here. Saying, okay, there's the range. Should be upgrading. Is there going to be a second gate? Do we see anything else? And then you leave. And this is the point I was talking about where you say, all right, do you want to cancel everything and go for DTs, or do you want to try to take the more standard textbook route?
Yeah, and Mini left, or rather, sorry, Stork left there just in time as well. Right before that goon comes out. What does Stork do? Okay. I mean, Mini? God.
Yeah, Mini's going to go for a Robo. One gate Robo is about as kind of standard as you can go for. Now, I think Stork might actually be making... oh, no, I thought he was going to make a Nexus, excuse me, with that probe coming down there. Sometimes... So here's the trick. If they go one gate and they go for Robo, you can then... If you... Let's say that you were a map hacker, right? You just see what they're doing.
Just Expo?
You just expand. Yeah. If they're... You know, let's say that they're... You know, going for 3 Gateway Dragoon, well, you could just go for DTs. Or 2 Gate Goon and DTs. There's all these hard counters. So the problem is that if you don't get a Robo or a Forge, and a Forge is sort of a weird circumstantial thing you just get because you can't have a DT rushing and get a Robo at the same time. You don't have enough gas. If you don't get the detection, you are playing at a risk, and you can simply just lose the game.
Well, Mini's going directly into detection here. Maybe Stork kind of force him to feel like he needs to do something like that, but a very safe build from Mini. What's Stork going to go for here? Is it also going to be that Observer? Yeah.
Yeah. And
very standard stuff.
Yeah, getting that out right away is never a bad idea. If you want to copy builds, these are good builds to copy, by the way, guys. You know, one thing about laddering is you could try all sorts of crazy techniques, but it's kind of hard at some point in time against players that are just really solid to get away with some of this stuff. Now, we may end up in kind of a one-base arms race here as they both tech up into Dragoon Reavers with late expansions here. We don't have any Nexus thrown down yet. There's a variation that we have seen used, and it's had its popularity throughout all of StarCraft 1, where you get the Robo out, and then you just make a Nexus at their expansion, your expansion, and you have like a Reaver and an Observer, and you have some Dragoons, and you're kind of safe against everything. You can get abused by them doing a Reaver drop into your main, but usually if you can last through that, you're in great shape to go into mid game.
Yeah. Well, Stork throws down the Nexus immediately. It feels like that would be a good play in Observer versus Observer because it's hard to get actually aggressive here, especially over that little tiny bridge. Oh, Stork actually backed up. Oh, no, he's close enough. You can't go over that bridge. Get out of here, Mini. But Mini is going into Reavers right away. Looks like Stork will be following him there, but the quicker Nexus. I mean, look at these builds. In my opinion, it looks like Stork's got the better end of it.
Seems like it, yeah.
Just slightly.
Just slightly.
I mean, the builds are only a little bit different, but it makes a difference in the long term.
So I think we might be getting our wish, Artosis. We should be going into a macro game here.
I think so. Especially considering they both have those observers out and they can see exactly the timing of everything. Sees how quick the Nexus is, sees the observer. He's going to know that a Reaver's on the way, whether or not he gets down there.
Nope, sees it.
Yeah,
pop
there you
out
go.
anyways.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward. It's not like you go observer and then you're like, now it's time to go storm. No.
So a lot of times in these circumstances, you'll see both sides go for shuttle speed because shuttle speed is just so abusable. By the way, we've got a little skirmish over here. Stork needs to get out of here. If there's zealots in this fight and you don't have any, oh, great job there by Mini to take that observer out. Now, this is what I was talking about from game one. When you're watching Mini's footwork here with the army, it looks a little bit better. He seems to be just a little bit stronger, you know, sniping that observer.
Yeah. It seems like Stork wants to keep the pressure on. He had one more goon during that fight, but of course the Zealot did come late. I don't think there's any way to break in there.
No.
And he's playing a bit blind anyways. He's lost 2 observers already.
Yeah, you know, this is the problem for Protoss in basically every matchup is trying to keep your observers alive. Because when you lose the observer, I mean, this is the curse of Protoss is that you don't have any good detection, basically. Observers are crappy little units. They don't even have good sight range, really.
You have an upgrade for that, though.
Yeah, they do.
No complaint about that. You just get that upgrade if you're upset about it.
They're terrible units. They're absolutely horrible. And sometimes if you just, like we're going to see here, just immediately snipes that. Now, hold on. What he's doing is he's drawing some attention to the front, but Mini's shuttle is going to pop right in over
Oh, my
here.
God. Ooh, yeah, I don't think so. That one's not in.
No. Very fortunate bugging there with the Scarab hooking on to the mineral patch and then the Nexus.
Gonna try it again.
Oh, my God. He misclicked. He's going to lose
that
that
might be
shuttle!
That might... Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. So,
well,
real quick, what happened back there was we saw this shuttle come in and he clicked unload not exactly on the ground. It was actually kind of over the ridge.
Yeah.
Unload will operate as a move command.
Yeah.
Even if you can't.
If you can't unload it somewhere, yeah,
it'll just move there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it stopped, and then he decided to just go for it. And that's one of these funny things in with Reaver dropping. Sometimes you want lightning to strike the same place twice. You know, the idea is you would actually want to come from some other angle. Now, hold on a second. These Reavers have been neglected here. And so even though we saw that shuttle get picked off, I think Mini's going to come in here with a great assassination.
Yeah. He's losing like all of his goons, though. Everything is going to go down.
Yeah.
That leaves Stork at an advantage still.
Yeah. Mini decided to trade those Dragoons in to get the Reavers. Mini's just in a really bad spot now.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty terrible. And I want to clear something up because we are going to be watching a lot of PvPs. A lot of people that don't really play the game a whole lot or really, well, I guess that would be kind of the differentiator, but talk about, oh, you know, that RNG of the Scarabs and stuff. There's different, like, risks. Like, when you drop them behind mineral patches, they're way more likely to glitch out of the mineral patches.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
These are, like, risks that the pro gamers choose to take, so it's not like this is just RNG going poorly.
Yeah.
There's also tricks that you do defending against Reavers, like getting your workers into a line, because the Scarab has to actually hit the worker or it glitches.
Yeah,
so
if it's a targeted unit.
Yeah, if it's, like, halfway up the line, the other probes will actually block for it. So it's not like this is some great surprise when it doesn't go off to the pro gamers. So it's not like Stork's getting overly lucky.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely locations you can try to drop into where it's just not going to be good for you. With the shuttle and the Reaver. And that was one of them that Mini went for. But Mini basically went for that because, and he hit there twice because it's just not an ideal location. So as we see, shuttle speed is done now for Mini. Was shuttle speed done when that drop happened, by the way, that he lost?
No, it was not.
Okay. I didn't think so.
So going up into the Templar archives here.
Now, does Stork get shuttle speed here?
I didn't see one of his shuttles.
There's always this question of,
recently.
do I want to remake the Reaver after I've lost it?
Well, Stork right now is up a little bit in supply. Scouts this army incoming, so that's very useful. Of course, he's got a smaller group of goons over there. Good thing that probe found that. It could have been a deadly attack coming in. No, it doesn't. Excuse me, doesn't look like he got his Reavers, or shuttle speed, rather.
Okay. Dragoons are going to move up here. Now, you got to be very careful against speed shuttle with Dragoons backing it. You can make magic happen with these units. As you can see, the shuttle is actually far faster than even the Dragoon is, so you can actually pursue stuff. And
there's always the threat of dashing into the main base as well. So
right.
It's kind of hard to defend against something like this.
So tempo-wise, I still like where Mini is here. Good force cancel there. Yeah, nicely done. Notice how he's really being cautious with where the shuttle stays. He even runs right out of there the moment that he does any damage. I'm actually surprised that Stork was taking another base there. I guess he's got enough. It's fine.
Well, I think that he's in enough of a lead that he feels all right with this, and he's just kind of macroing steadily. You can see he's maintaining a good 10 supply lead throughout this. So.
Right.
But you know, you force to cancel that Nexus. Maybe Mini starts his at the same time. That could make it quite a bit tougher.
So we're now going into late game PvP. Templars are going to be out now. Psionic Storm, specifically Psi Storm drops on workers, is the strongest thing in PvP. Probes are brittle units.
Yeah.
They don't last long. And so to have that option, especially with shuttle speed already upgraded, is a real threat. Also, if
that's a good point.
If we see massive armies collide into each other, the quickest way to remake that is Zealot Archon. That way you dump all your gas. And I think we're actually going to have an engagement right here, right now.
Yeah, Stork's got quite an army. There are a couple Archons in here, which will definitely help out, but the Goons already putting some damage on one of them. Pushes Mini back for the time being. Let's not forget, Mini did actually get his third Nexus started before Stork here as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, look at this. Stork is he trapping himself, or is he getting into a great position on the high ground?
He's on the high ground here, but it looks like he's going to try to fight this on the low ground instead.
Good spread of Zealots overall, so the splash damage not going to do quite as much to him. Drops his 2 Reavers out. Going to start getting some good ones right there.
Really good control here. Now we need to see if these Scarabs are going to connect with that group of Zealots. It looks like just barely. Mini might have enough as the reinforcements come in here. He keeps that Reaver alive. He backs up. Very important.
Yeah, Stork looks like he is going to go ahead and win that fight. A few Zealots do come in from the side, but not enough.
Split decision making here by Mini. He says, wait a minute, you probably don't have that many Dragoons, because you can see it's Zealot Archon that he was remaking. Suddenly the speed shuttle comes back in here, and look at this. You can get some real good pot shots off.
Yeah. Okay, doesn't get many with that one.
Okay,
but
that was actually shockingly bad, considering. Oh!
Oh, I like the Psi Storm defense. Forces that pickup.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get trapped in here either.
Ooh, all right, finally a good one. Ends up losing that shuttle, but one more Scarab goes off. Another 3 probes go down. So it was actually all right at the end of the day, I would say. And look at this, a counterattack on the 3rd base as well.
God, Mini is just so good. I mean, this is all just him thinking on his feet. He's kind of sending his army out and hitting different areas.
Great army movement, for sure.
And if he could actually get this, keep in mind Dragoons are likely to miss as they fire onto high ground when they're on low ground here. So using the Archon as a battery of that attack, he's probably going to be able to get this Nexus, and he might be able to run out and keep most of his army alive.
Well, it looks like maybe... No, I guess that's just a flank of 2 Dragoons there, so some of it should be able to get out. Gets that Archon, though. That's a pretty solid kill.
Now, the only question is does Mini have enough back at home? Was he macroing fast enough?
His supply is pretty reasonably high, and he has that 3rd base up, so if he can pull back and actually stay alive, that is going to be huge. But the army of Stork is a little bit scarier, I think, as well. He still has that group of Dragoons, which helps out so much. Like, yeah, Zealot Archon is very quick. Zealots, for instance, have higher damage output than Dragoons, but the Dragoons are so much more microable. You can pick off Archons quickly with them as well.
Right. Now, right now, it looks like Mini should win this game. When you kill that 3rd Nexus like that and run away, you're in pretty good shape. And I love this DT. This is so smart. He's going right up there. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to hide that in the natural. He might not even kill this probe.
Is it worthwhile to just try to cancel a Nexus? Like, if you draw him back even one time, I guess you shouldn't send your whole army back, though.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's going to go for it. I've really liked it when you see that you just hide the DT there, they transfer probes. I guess he's afraid that there's going to be a cannon made there anyways.
Yeah.
I guess also Mini already has the edge, right?
Yeah, as long as he stays alive right now, like that DT could actually seal the fate. If he wins this battle, that DT did it.
Yeah.
There's no third base for Stork. There's no coming back at that point.
Okay, another engagement. Stork needs this to go well, or he's going to be further and further in hot water here.
Right, a great couple Zealots out there actually soaking a bunch of damage. Psystorm's starting to go off here. Stork's Reaver's getting some real damage as well.
He just needs to juggle that shuttle back a little bit further. Excellently done by Mini. Gets that away. And from here, he just needs to buy time. But Stork is going to continue to press forward here. He's got a pretty scary army. You know, there's a chance, actually, that Stork just breaks Mini here.
Yeah, it is
a very
starting to look
real
like
chance,
that.
yeah.
Some great pullbacks on his slow shuttle there as well. Mini really tried to dive on it, but didn't work out. Reaver at 1 health. Gets one final
Scarab
Scarab
shot coming out here. And again, if Stork can tip the scale, that would be huge. You know, when you got a Reaver, miracles can happen. I think he's going to do it, Artosis. This is so crazy.
It does look like it. Even a couple more Archons coming down right now. I can't see him staying alive at this point. Great Scarab there, actually eliminating Stork's Reaver, but Stork's got plenty more where that came
Mini
from.
did a great positional play here. He took out those bases. He was at an advantage, but Stork just kept a bigger army. He played a little bit more conservatively, and he was able to snowball this fight all the way up into this expansion. I love it, too. He didn't even try to fight at the third base. He instead just ran in here and said, okay, I'm going to get right on top of production. And beautifully done.
Look at this, Mini micring his heart out right now, trying to figure out how to get some extra damage done, but the army of Stork is way too big, and GG is called. We tie it up 1-1.
We're going to go into game 3 here in this best of 7. The old versus the new. Stork versus Mini.
Yeah. Fighting Spirit, our next map. This, of course, is Mini's choice. A map where you have that small little ramp. It definitely can get into the 2 bases relatively easily. Don't expect to see anything crazy like 3-Gate Goon, but maybe that's why we'll see something crazy like 3-Gate Goon.
Yeah, it's this is, of course, kind of the classic Starcraft map. We'll see what they want to do here. You have a small ramp, one thing to note. And stop messing with me. I'm like, he's trying to hand me a water bottle, and while I'm talking, I'm trying to grab it. He keeps pulling it away. Stop it!
I never did that. Why do you make up such weird things? Oh, it's so weird to work with
his
you.
His eyebrows are all raised as he's doing it too. Like, you have a small ramp on this map, so you can block it off with 1 Zealot or 1 Probe. So some sneakery could occur here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
This isn't one of these big ramp maps.
No.
Okay.
These big rich person big ramp maps.
These big butt maps. Okay. Too much space there. You can get up the ramp easy. You know what's going to go on. This might play a big role here. We'll see. Oh, we'll see.
Oh, will we ever? So we have Stork in that top right that we just saw, and Mini in the top left. All right. What's the ultimate strategy on this map, Tasteless?
The ultimate strategy that I'm going to use is the never win.
What's the ultimate strategy?
You know that people
here,
think like this too. Like, you know, people get into Starcraft like, okay, so what do I do? How do I win every game? I'm like, oh, it's not like that, you know?
Well, you already told me that's what you and Day 9 thought at the beginning, is that there was some ultimate strategy.
We did. We really did.
So I want to hear your findings. What's the ultimate strategy on this map, Tasteless, for PvP?
I like going for the one gate robo expand.
Well, now that we figure out what the ultimate strategy is not, let's hope that these guys do something better than that.
Okay.
It's like a clickbait title. You'll never believe this strategy on Fighting Spirit.
I just can't lose any games with this strat. So, as we move on into this game, most likely going to be 1 gate on both sides. You can skip the Zealot sometimes on this map and just go right into the Dragoon. Generally speaking, we don't see that, but every once in a while you'll see people do it. Because 2-gate rushes are just so unlikely on this map, because it's a small ramp, because you can defend it. I would love to see these guys do some 2-gate strats just because I want to see how they play it out.
Yeah, I think that Mini, you know, he uses 2-gate so much already.
Right.
It'd be fun to see that for him. I don't know if we're gonna though.
Yeah, we might not. Well, it does not parlay well into the late game.
Yeah.
You'll see it a lot on ladder though. People 2-gating, and then just trying to rush in and kill as many workers as possible.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing in the world, in my opinion, like watching someone on the ladder 2-gate against Tasteless. Watching him try to keep that one Zealot alive, stop the 2-gate with his little goon that keeps getting hit by another Zealot.
It's so sad. It's so sad how long it takes a Dragoon to kill a Zealot.
Oh yeah, it's really funny actually.
When you're watching, because you know there's this whole art to microing your probes to keep them alive against a Zealot and a probe.
Mm-hmm.
Your probes just die so fast that when you're really just actually watching, like, okay, how many shots is it for a Dragoon to kill a probe? You're like, seriously? I got to not lose workers for this long?
Look at this. Beautiful move. So,
okay.
Because Mini was trailing Stork there by just enough, Stork saw Mini's probe because of the fading vision, and Mini did not see Stork's, so he hold positions on the ramp. Now, what Mini is doing here is really smart to just leave the area, because that is, when you run into something like this, it is almost exactly what we just saw. It is almost never bringing a probe to the ramp and holding position there.
If we could actually zoom out here for a second, big picture. You're trying to trick them into thinking you're in a different starting location.
Yes, exactly.
He's trying to make it look like he's actually spawned in the bottom left.
Yeah.
And when this works against players, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Someone got me with it the other day, actually, in a TVT.
Oh, yeah.
It took me forever to get up that ramp, and he's not there. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
When I scout him, it's like he has his command center done in a bunker up. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a fun one. But a Robo going down for Mini. Stork, on the other hand, he's holding position on the ramp with a Zealot, and he added another Zealot. Why would you sit there and just make so many Zealots?
Oh, my God.
What?
I can't believe he just let that happen. I was going to answer because you want to make it look like you're going for DTs.
But he's only showing one Zealot.
Yeah, but that if you have one Zealot blocking the ramp, you immediately think, oh, my God, he's going
Yeah,
for
but
DTs.
why would you make 2 Zealots?
Because you can make 2 Zealots if you're really DT rushing, because you spent all your gas so fast you don't get you.
So he's trying to make it look like he's going DTs while he's going DTs? What?
Wait, no. Was that not a Robo making?
No, it is, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm asking why you made the second Zealot.
I actually.
Is it just like a gas
No. He's
thing?
not. He's not DT rushing.
No, I know he's not. He's going Robo. Oh my God. So he's going Robo. I just wonder why he's made a second
DT. Game works anymore, Artosis.
That's okay.
This was it.
I think he must have just
that broke me.
Just didn't have the gas.
Yeah. Yeah. No. That is actually. Well, they both have it, right? They both have 2 Zealots.
I don't know.
I think Stork does as well.
No, Stork definitely does. He's who I've been talking about the whole time.
Then, but I think I got confused. I was looking at Mini, and then I, for some reason,
okay.
All right.
It's tricky because they're the same race.
Yeah. And I mean, the only difference is one's red and one's blue.
Yeah, those colors are almost the same.
I don't know how this was the game that broke me, Artosis, where I could no longer follow.
See, he has 1 Zealot and he has 2 Zealots. There we go.
All right, case closed. Now, this is going to be a similar circumstances to what happened in Game 2, by the way. You're in kind of the Dragoon Reaver arms race.
No observer tech here for Mini. So, seems like Stork will figure out that the Reaver's coming.
Yeah. Really too bad, though, that he actually... The probe actually got up the ramp. Yeah, 3 Zealots here. Isn't that funny? Okay, so what Stork might be doing is he's actually going to... he might skip the shuttle and make the Nexus on the low ground. And just have Reaver there.
Maybe. Like, just rally down a Reaver?
Yeah.
I'm still just slightly confused about the Zealot count. Like, does the gas work out? Like, is he getting...
No, Artosis, I'm confused, too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, clearly it means the gas was going somewhere else. Maybe shuttle speed, something like that, but...
I guess you can tank a lot against Dragoons or something. It's just to see 3 slow Zealots this early in the game.
Usually you have 1 to 2, so the 3 I find interesting.
Okay, sees these goons moving out. I like that little dip. This Reaver push, I think it can break this, right? It's pretty easily.
It depends on the shuttle control.
I think the shuttle control will be good, Tasteless, so will he break it then?
Oh, let's see. If he targets down... Oh, my God, that was really good.
Yeah, really good shot. But actually, the Stork Reaver doing a great job as well.
Stork's really doing a good job getting these shots out. He actually did not target that Reaver immediately, which I was surprised by. Oh my god, and it even gets one more Scarab out, forcing a pickup.
Stork having to run up his ramp now. That's painful. He shot twice at the Reaver of Mini. I actually think one of them connected, but the other didn't.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole art to this, right? Because if you target Dragoons, you're going to hit them. If you target the Reaver, it's up in the air, right? So what he wants to do is get the shuttle now, and if he can force that to just get ditched there, then he can actually take this out and kind of win this fight. Now, keep in mind, Mini is actually getting his base up first.
Yeah. Oh, man, look at that.
Yeah,
it's actually
so that's
really close to finishing, too.
That's a pretty substantial lead.
But Stork, does he have an extra Reaver then, is what this means? He's like one Reaver ahead, or at least a half Reaver ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they got shuttle speed, because when you see these big fights go down, and it's, you know, you might have a total of 4 Dragoons on the map, suddenly Reavers with shuttle speed become incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Okay, so starting to mine as natural now. Mini definitely going to be able to support all of his production here. Where does Stork go? Are you just trying to grab your shuttle and go for the harassment, or are you still playing a defensive game? I mean, he sees what's going on. It feels like he needs to go over there. Can't just let him do as he likes.
Yeah, well, Stork is kind of playing on his back foot here. You know, he has that one observer out on the map, but you can see Mini just keeps coming over here and checking. He's looking specifically for that shuttle and the Reaver, too.
Yeah, making sure it's still there.
Yeah.
Look where he's moving his goons right now. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this is great, because you know that somebody's going to be very
Eventually
likely to try to come up there, yeah. So you can just catch him.
This is like, I think, the difference between the best Protosses and Protosses down to B rank, is that they put their goons where the drop is coming.
Yeah, yeah. You can catch that.
Yeah.
By the way, he gets this observer. Oh my god, he doesn't get the observer.
Oh, man.
I lied to you good people at home.
They both have their Reavers ready.
Now, Mini might try to come out here and put on a little bit of a pin. PvP sometimes can come down to just having a better contain on them. I don't know if it's going to be the case here, but we could see the game go in that direction. Now, again, guys, this looks like the game from Game 2 here.
Yeah, a bit.
Now, he's just going to try to come in here and get any damage he can off.
Well, he definitely bruised that Zealot quite a bit.
Yep, nicely done. Mini certainly with more economic momentum here. But Stork does have a shuttle of his own.
What do you think about that? You bruise the Zealot and then you run home as quick as you can.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird, isn't it? Well, one thing about Mini is he seems to be like among the most active Protosses in the game.
Yeah, he's always moving around somewhere.
I think one thing about Stork is he's dealt with these kind of circumstances. When you set up a PvP defense, you're almost trying to make it like it's a bunch of turrets. The Dragoons are all spaced out. There's kind of an odd placement because it looks very random to the casual observer. You say, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But he might have been trying to fish out Stork's army to get into a fight. Now, even getting rid of the observers out here on the edge is pretty huge.
Ooh, 2 very good Scarabs right there. Yeah. And gets his Reavers back. Drops the Reavers out again. Look at these Scarabs. They're just amazing.
Incredible Scarabs here. And the shuttle's been shooed away. And somehow he actually kept that shuttle alive, though. That's pretty insane.
What a weird knockdown fight we just saw.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's kill each other's Dragoons.
Yeah, it really was
Stork
like
is
that.
like, yes, let's do it.
Now here's the thing. Mini's thinned out that Dragoon count. There's nothing here to defend.
Oh, my God. Great first Scarab right there.
It's so bad when you're playing and that happens.
Yeah.
You're just watching, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I guess I'm even further behind.
I guess he's better than me. So he's, again, looking for a fight here. Stork's got to be careful, by the way, because that shuttle is really, really low on HP.
Yeah. Oh, can he actually snipe this shuttle, though?
No, it looks exactly like what he wants him to do is try to come chase him here. He's just, I love how he's just staying just out of range of those
yeah. He's doing such a good job of that.
And now I think Mini's going to win this fight on an overwhelming level here. Oh, my God, if he can actually get this back out. Oh, my God.
Oh, but it's got, like, no health.
Why is there another shuttle here? I don't understand.
It was here to switch with the other shuttle, which has no health, and now they both have no health.
I can't believe that. That shuttle actually got away. That's so huge.
Well, now he's got 2 very red shuttles. He needs to shuffle them like the cups that have a ball under them to see if
which
he can trick the Mini.
Again, this is Stork doing this without shuttle speed.
Is there anything in there?
No, it's empty.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He was trying to draw some of the army away. GG. So what we saw there, he was trying to fake out Mini and have Mini panic and run back, and then maybe Stork wins. Welcome back, everyone. We're continuing on in this best of 7. Mini now up 2-1. We saw both players really go hard into just Dragoon Reaver in game 2 and 3. Stork did try a DT rush in game 1 that was masterfully thwarted by Mini. Mini really just played so brilliantly. We have not seen Mini deviate from kind of orthodox PvP. You know, you have options to do things like, and it depends on the map and when they scout you, but you have the option to do DT rushes. You have the option to try to sneak a Nexus right away, or even go 3 Gateway Dragoon with no observers.
Well, I think he's going to have to take a bit more of a risk this game. Cross map is one of the kind of crazy maps. It's a 2-player map. You have that low ground main, high ground natural. So things like 3-Gate Goon can be powerful here.
So a lot of times if you start out on low ground and there's a ramp, whether that ramp be small or large that you're trying to fight up, other maps like Reverse Lost Temple or Gladiator, if you get contained in PvP, remember guys, there's no really easy way to move lots of lots of Protoss units at once, unless you recall, which you're not going to get recall on one base.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only do that against Terran.
Yeah. It's not possible.
No.
In PvP, it's not a feasible thing. So
if you lose your high ground, it's almost always game.
Yeah. It's one of the matchups where the high ground is more important than almost expansions.
Yes.
In some cases. Sure. So we're going to go into game 4. Right now, Mini with a 2-1 lead versus the legendary player Stork.
So Stork in the top right there, and Mini down here in the bottom left. Ooh, Mini maybe with the proxy gate coming up here.
Now we saw Stork try this, and he won that game, by the way.
Oh, the gateway in the main base
gateway
game?
In the main,
that was such a sick game.
I don't think this is going to be gateway in the main. I think this is going to be gateway outside of the main.
Okay.
Because I think he had to send the probe just slightly quicker.
Okay.
And basically, you want to get this right on 8 when he gets to 100 minerals. So this should be right outside here. Now, this is one of the problems with playing PvP on a one-on-one map is proxies are a problem. Now,
is that a 2-gate location or a 1-gate location?
I think it can be either.
Okay.
It really depends. Let's say he goes 2 gates. Your goal is to try to topple them.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard when you just have a zealot out to fight off 2 or 3 zealots, especially if they come in with a mana pot. Now, I believe if he gets a 2nd gate, I'm not sure if it's going to map up to this.
It's 2-gate.
But if when we see that 2nd gate come down, there's also a trick where you can make your 2nd pylon as the mana pylon.
Oh yeah.
When you do this,
you got to do that.
And it is
dastardly.
Dirty.
Yeah.
It is just like no matter how many showers you take, you'll never be clean.
Yes.
Okay? You can't wipe that filth off of you.
Yeah.
When you do the dirty
you think it's dirt? It's actually tattoos of dirt.
It's tattooed. You're tattooed dirt on you.
Yeah.
But you still stink of dirt.
That's true, too. All your soap is dirt flavored.
You are a filthy Protoss player if you do the Manor Pylon as a 2nd pylon.
Well, I could see him doing it.
Here
Here's probe comes. He's going to get in here and be like, oh, I might be in trouble at home. Here he comes! Oh, he wanted it
He's trying to.
Oh, you could feel how much he wanted it. A forge. That's how afraid Stork is, but he knows what's going on.
Did he not? Is he going to try to get the pylon up
Is
again?
he just not going to make a pylon?
He just won't have pylons this game.
He's
like, all right, 17 is my limit.
Yeah, he started.
Did he make one in his? Okay.
Yeah, it's right below his gas.
So he did try the dirty dirt, double dirt, 2nd pylon, Manor Pylon play.
And this is like, the thing is, dirt is a good thing, but this is dirt that doesn't even grow flowers.
No, it doesn't.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is not healthy.
This is
dirt.
Chernobyl dirt. It's just radioactive. Okay, so
so it's 2-gate against 2-gate right now, and a forge is on the way. Does that just? I mean, Is Mini behind or ahead? I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on because of the cannon. It feels like this is good for Stork to me.
No, I think this is great for Stork. Stork's handling this so well that it's shocking.
Oh, he's going cannons!
Yes!
He's going cannons!
Okay, all right, so.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, he's going to cannon rush. I thought he was going to try to make cannons on the high ground, which is also something that can happen in these situations.
Well, his one lead is in the Zealot count.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he has to cannon push. It makes perfect sense.
Wow.
This is what you do against Terran when you double gate them.
So
if they turtle with a bunker, you make cannons.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that was a horrible exchange that Stork didn't have to take at all.
Yeah. No, that was
just really bad. I actually stopped casting when I saw it happen. I thought, what?
He thought to himself, he's like, you know what? Does less beat more? I need to try that. I know I've been playing for near 20 years, but I think less might beat more.
He needs to make cannons in front of the gateways. And what Mini needs to do is throw Zealots into the cannons to force him to cancel.
Oh my God, Tasteless. Like, I want Stork to go to the finals real bad, but when he attacked those Zealots,
that was
his Zealots. Look, he's like, I think
highly suspect.
It didn't work last time, but it'll work this time.
Well, now he knows he has to get rid of these cannons over here. He's just going to lose the game.
Probe's coming up to fight as well. Oh, this doesn't look very good, especially since his second cannon is so slow. Oh, they're so red, too. Look how red those Zealots are.
Here we go.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Good targeting. Immediately the cannon fires at the other cannon.
Oh, no.
And that's it. I think we're going to see a GG here.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to get that other one. There it is, GG. Wow. All right.
Do you think it's rude of Mini to beat such a legend like that?